So Texas is looking like they're going to expand their borders for, like, I don't know, the 5th, 6th time. But let's check on development again just before they do, because I guess Texas still has a chance of maybe getting that #1 spot back. So we still have Guanajuato, and I apologize for my mispronunciation. Although, I love to ask myself how many people actually knew the pronunciation before I started messing that up. Anyways, Guanajuato is at 639 developments, about still over 150, over 150 above Texas. But like I said, Texas is gonna grab a lot here. So Poland, Mamluks, and Great Britain in between those two. Anybody else? Mississippi in the 3rd place slot. It looks like they're at 442. New York, not bad. Again, we still have the Northeast region that we've been talking about consolidating, but we just don't know if that's going to happen. We really don't. New York, Indiana, not too far behind. And yeah, New South Wales is going to drop off because they really have nothing else to do in their continent. Anyways, yeah, so Texas is taking on, just to remind everybody, Nevada, Alberta, and British Columbia. And Texas is doing this with just Oklahoma's help and their Mexican ally as well. So there is a truce, I believe, between these two powerful nations, or states, I should say. Is there? Oh, maybe I'm wrong. No, they're not. There isn't. That's strange that they're... That is interesting. Oh, boom. Okay, so that war is already ended. Is it over? I didn't know if they just severed peace with Nevada. Bam. So will that be enough to catch Guanajuato? I don't think it is. Geez, Nevada's like almost done. Here are the borders now. That is pretty crazy. 16, and it's 1608. I'm hoping to get to about at least 1625 before we end the series. We're gonna start wrapping it up here soon enough, because for the most part, I think things are starting to become a little bit more stable. Now, let me see if there is any stable, as in like there's not gonna be as much happening because there are just less states, less provinces. Okay, current wars. We've got the British fighting the Norwegians. Interesting. They've got 7 war scores so far. Colombia versus... I'm not gonna try to pronounce that one because I don't want to mess up any more pronunciation, even though that's just gonna continue to happen no matter what. So yeah, the idea. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So Texas has got these alliances now. Oh no, never mind. I forgot that Missouri, the partition of Missouri occurred. That was due to Iowa, right? Yeah, look at these crazy borders that Iowa has. Didn't even realize how messy that was happening. I think something in the Northeast is probably going to occur. Especially, well, it'd probably be an Indiana-New York war. But if these two were working together, could you imagine the power they'd have? Well, here's the problem, is that it's New York that's actually the issue. They don't see the threat that Mississippi, well, they see the threat that Mississippi poses, but they don't see the real threat that Texas poses. They don't realize that Indiana is actually the one they have to be going after. Although I do realize that there is like certain qualifications that you need to be able to rival somebody. So, they have to be a great power. You can't just rival someone that's real small next to you. So I guess it makes sense. Oh, boom, who is this? So British Columbia and Alberta once again coming to the aid of Nevada, as Oregon, California, and Montana all trying to team up here, and I guess take out the remaining pieces. Montana's not in a bad situation. I mean, they could make a comeback too, maybe taking out Alberta if they have enough troops. Washington is not a part of this war, but they do, however, have regiments for some reason over here. All right, boom. So British Columbia was separate pieced. Oh, no, they weren't. Well, they were pieced out of the Oregon-Californian War, but this is still taking place. Oh, that makes... Wait, I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it looks like it was a separate peace deal. Either way, Nevada is fully occupied, which means Oregon's going to get a little bit of territory. It looks like Montana will get a little bit of territory. Oh, Washington is involved. That's why they're up there. Duh, Drew. Oh my gosh. Who's this? Sacramento. Oh, California is only at this one province now. I forgot about that. I still thought they had control over a lot of the coast, but no, that's Oregon now. At least Oregon kept us alive. And who am I living under at the moment? Still technically Sonora, but very close to Oregon borders, obviously very close to Texas. Texas here, San Bernardino. We've got like four different nations, I guess, all controlling the Californian state region. That's pretty crazy. Okay, boom. Yeah, just like that. Nevada is dead. Nevada's gone. Washington is back to its old borders, actually doing a little bit better, too. Not bad. Not bad, Washington. And yeah, Montana's looking real good as well. Alaska was brought back from the dead. So, some divided, a little bit of divide happening here in the Northwest. Oh, something is happening here in the East. That seems like it is a, oh, boom. Whoa, that's actually a pretty big one. India, Iowa, Pennsylvania, all working together here to take down who? Who are we taking down? West Virginia. West Virginia, Rhode Island, and yeah, that's actually the tough one, is Rhode Island. But Rhode Island is getting sieged. Oh, because you know what? Rhode Island left their homeland. Oh, who is this? Nova Scotia and Pennsylvania. Yeah, Rhode Island this is not good. Nova Scotia might take a lot here. Now, who is Nova Scotia allied to? That's the real question. Indiana. So they take a whole bunch. New York really can't do much here unless they decide to intervene in this war and go after Indiana, just in a separate war, which is possible. That's really the only thing they can do. It does look like Nova Scotia, they could take a lot of land away from Rhode Island, and then, boom, they'll sandwich New York in. New York only allied to, oh, doesn't matter. So I bet you Rhode Island, yeah, declared an offensive war. That's why New York didn't end up joining. They should have grabbed a lot more than that. I'm surprised that they didn't. Indiana gained at least one province. No, that wasn't the worst thing in the world. I thought we'd see much different results. New York, well, is there an annulling of the alliance? That's a good question. No. Still seems like Indiana would have the advantage. The problem for Indiana, though, is, of course, they border Texas and Mississippi, which they will backstab at any point. Okay, so more happening back here in the Pacific. Oh, it's Texas. And Texas is just going to rip through the Pacific coast. Okay, so this means that Texas might have a really good opportunity. Oh, the war's over already. Texas might be the one to form the Pacific Nation. They might. Now that I think about it, all they have to do is grab like a few more. Well, actually, I think they need to grab all of the Pacific provinces, the Pacific Coast provinces. Another war just finished up. Iowa eating, I think, a piece of South Dakota. Yes, piece of South Dakota. This is kind of perfect. Oh, what was Oklahoma doing for a second? Those must have been either rebels. Boom. Oh, man. Okay, so this just broke out. This is going to be pretty much for almost all the marbles. Texas, Mississippi. I mean, not really all the marbles, but if Texas and Mississippi start to expand towards the northeast, there is no saving the U.S. from the Deep South Alliance. And that's what it's starting to look like here. It's really starting to look like we probably won't see someone come out on top unless, of course, New York, I don't know, does something. Let's watch as provinces become sieged. So there they go. And we should see, yeah, Indiana is totally screwed in this situation. They're not in the best of spots. So what happens? I'd imagine that Mississippi's gonna, actually no, Missouri. It's not gonna be Mississippi that takes this stuff. I'm not sure if Mississippi's giving these borders or these occupations to Missouri, or if Missouri was just quick enough to grab them away. It's very surprising to me. Why would Mississippi not want Indiana territory? That's really weird. And where does Texas want to continue to expand towards? Never mind, we're going to get a lot further than I thought if we stay at speed 5, 1620 already. Texas wants, they don't really want the Pacific as much as I thought they would have. Now I bet you New York's going to do something. This would be, oh my gosh, look at those Missouri borders. Again, though, something that I've been saying this entire campaign is that eventually, especially if there's a third great power, if Missouri becomes the third great power in this alliance, they're going to have to start to backstab each other. There's just no way they can stay friendly. I just don't think that there's any way that they can continue to have this high of opinion. Border friction, again, not as high of a penalty as it used to be, but eventually there will be no more rivals left on the continent, and they're going to have to attack each other. I'm not sure if we're going to get that far in this campaign, but I'd imagine that would happen somewhat relatively soon. Now, one thing we could see, notice that Missouri is allied to Utah. Texas is not, and I'm sure Texas desires Utah too. Oh, no, they don't. But it's a one province minor. I can't see them not attacking Utah. I feel like eventually they would try to go after that one province minor, but we'll see. New York did grab a good piece of land away from, I believe, Pennsylvania. Or was it? Yeah, Pennsylvania. I was clicked on Rhode Island for a second there. Where does New York want to expand? Maybe it will be New York. Maybe New York is the savior. They look like they're trying to be aggressive. You know, they probably have a truce. That's probably why they haven't gone to war. New York was at war with Texas? When was that? That must have been a while ago. Well, that was not that long ago. I'm sure I saw it. I just can't remember off the top of my head when that was and when that occurred. Mexico staying very quiet. Guanajuato still allied to Puebla and Tabasco. And they, I'm guessing, oh my gosh, look at all the fabrications they have on southern Texas. But Texas is keeping their allies safe to the south. This alliance is going to keep them safe, where Guanajuato won't really be able to expand anywhere. Maybe to Sonora if they want to. They could try to attack Baja, but the AI's... Oh, and here it is. And that is exactly what you needed. Wait a second. How did that form? Indiana and Guanajuato are working together. Unfortunately, it's kind of a little bit too late. They should have been working together a little while ago. Montana also at war with Washington. Obviously not as big of a deal. Yeah, Guanajuato somehow allied to Indiana, probably as they began to collapse. Okay, so Texas, they didn't declare on the Deep South Alliance. That's why Missouri or Mississippi won't be able to join in. Yeah, for sure, Indiana will get to the front. Where are they at? There they come. All right, I'm going to at least go down to speed 4 because this is a pretty big one. This is a pretty big war. Again, the last time Guanajuato and Texas faced off, Guanajuato won, but that was because we had Texas in 2 separate wars. I believe they had, yeah, look at this. There's a pretty big battle. Oh my gosh, never mind. Things started to change. Here we go. This is going to be very interesting. Also, if Indiana provides just a little bit of pressure on the eastern side of things for Texas, then yeah, this is going to make things really tough for them. Let's keep in mind Montana, who will probably divide up. Montana and Oregon will divide up Washington. It looks like more than likely. Another big battle. Another big battle won here in Guanajuato territory. Uh-oh. That's going to start to shift. I don't know if that 3-star general died of Texas. Seems like Texas lost a little bit of... Or maybe Guanajuato just finally caught them in terms of like leader status. Here comes Indiana with a 39 stack. Yes, this looks like it might heavily favor Mexico and Indiana. There's a 37 stack moving up towards the front. 13 stack. Who is this? Puebla. What are you doing, Puebla? Oh yeah, you're sieging out. Oh, that's gonna be a very nice regiment once they free that up. 3-star fort. They'll finish that off any second now, and that's gonna be a 30 stack. Although the AI really should be grouping up together right now. Either way, I think it's going to be fine. Yeah, this looks like Texas is going to lose this. The thing is, I don't think Texas is going to lose all that much. That's the problem, is that it's really hard to get a lot of war score over Texas. And that was the same thing that happened last time in the last war, is that Guanajuato just had a tough time getting enough war score to really take... They just weren't able to take that much. Now, here's the thing. I don't think they're worried about Texas. They're going to just try to grab more development from their neighbor to the south, or I guess Guanajuato's neighbor to the north, neighbor to the south from Texas's view of things. Nothing else has changed, right? Ooh, 7.5. Texas peasants have risen up. So we're seeing some rebellions. Are we going to see some rebellions start to occur? Here's a pretty big battle that Indiana is fighting by themselves, I believe. Oh, reinforcements are coming. They're marching. Oh, that doesn't matter. The reinforcements aren't even needed. Yep, Texas is getting their butt kicked here. This is interesting. I'm not sure if we're seeing Texas lose power or if most of Texas's power comes from Mississippi and or Missouri, and I guess their alliances in general. This is tough, and I think it's important to remember that Guanajuato has a huge lead in terms of development over Texas. I think that also is making a pretty big difference. And just having the alliances that Guanajuato has, I think also is a tremendous factor as well. Now remember, this is the war defender, the war leader. Texas is not. They could always separate peace Texas if things start to go really bad for them. Yeah, if things start to go really bad, then, you know, we could see a separate peace deal. I mean, I don't know if that's likely. Let's see, what's the fort system looking like? They've got most of the forts. Actually, this rebellion is about to grab. Nope, never mind. They decided to leave. Now, will we see somebody rise up? Now, the only thing I could see is maybe Montana and Oregon working together once again. Do they have a truce? Don't they have a truce? Yeah, 1632. Oh, 5 years. Yeah, nobody I don't think is going to turn on Texas. No, I think border. That's the biggest issue right now. Is that Texas borders nobody else that's really a threat. Ooh, Montana took some territory away from British Columbia after British Columbia eliminated Alaska once again. I think if anything, yeah, if Oregon and Montana work together, then maybe they have a chance. You know, pull in Sonora if you can. Maybe Sonora will, you know, release some territory. Or I guess Guanajuato will release Sonora territory for them. Yeah, the floodgates, I think, are about to be opened up. Well, let's see. They lost a battle there. If no one's separate pieces... There's a 40 stack almost. Oh, they're going to go up for the rebellions, I think. Or to take out the peasants. Well, there's a 40 stack here. And then there's kind of, everyone's kind of grouping together because they're going to take down this. Oh, they separate pieced. Wow. And they just let Colima go. Which means that everyone, yeah, Puebla, Tabasco is not even going to worry about this one province minor. Bam! War is over, and Guanajuato just solidified, I think, their lead. I think they're going to win this game. For sure. That kind of came out of nowhere. Yeah, they didn't release any territory for Sonora, though, which is kind of what they would have needed. Now, Texas's only chance is to continue to move north. I think it's safe to say, or somehow, they're going to have to lose this alliance. That's going to continue. Texas is going to be continued to be pulled down into these wars with Mexico. And we've seen, this is the second straight time we've seen Texas just get dominated. So Indiana's going to stay safe with this Mexican alliance. However, what are they going to really do if New York were to go after them? And it's already happening right now. Oh, they're surrounded. Labrador, Indiana, Nova Scotia. Okay, we'll see if some things start to change in the Northeast, but I'm going to have to stop right there. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.